Don't transact people. Hey, it's Anthony Iannarino, thesalesblog.com, right here, youtube.com/Iannarino, author of The Only Sales Guide You'll Ever Need, and The Lost Art of Closing, Winning the 10 Commitments That Drive Sales. Still trying to get my mouth around saying all those words in a massive subtitle like that. Due in bookstores August 8th, 2017. Keep your eyes open here for the announcement as to when the bonuses go live. You're not going to want to miss that. A couple years ago, I was with a client and I was speaking, and he hires great speakers. The whole day is basically TED-style speakers, people with really deep insight and deep knowledge who are entertaining. They get an emotional response from the audience, and it's really probably the best event I've ever spoken at. And there's normally 2,000 plus people in the room. This year was no different. I was sitting next to the chairman and CEO watching speakers do their thing and paying attention to what was going on so I could weave it into my speech. And then he was doing the same thing, trying to capture things that he could weave together in the speech that he would give later on that day. And the speaker that he hired was a contestant on The Apprentice. And she had a really big profile. She was on television and magazines, and everybody expected a lot from her. But she showed up about 15 minutes before she was due to go on, and she sent her assistant out to get the chairman and CEO who was sitting next to me and have him come back to the green room to prep her for the speech. She wanted to talk to him before she got on stage. Now, at this time, he was sitting next to me watching the speakers that he hired because he hired them, and he was setting an example for his people. Everybody's in the room when speakers are there. You're giving 100% of your attention because that's what he expects, and he does it. And he's capturing their message, and he's going to repeat it back later on. So he literally can't get up and go leave to meet with this person because he's in the middle of doing what he's supposed to be doing for his team. So he doesn't go back. And she walks on stage, and she's a good speaker. She's got really good stories. She was funny. She was entertaining. Her stories were, I think, inspirational in some ways. And I think that they were educational in some ways. But they fell flat. And the reason that they fell flat is because she didn't really know the audience. She didn't know who they were. She didn't connect with them, and she could have tweaked her message to connect with them if she wanted to, but she never did that work, and so it was difficult for her to do that. She gave her speech, and then as soon as she was done, she walked out from behind the podium, straight out of the event center, and got in her car and left. And when the CEO found out, he was sitting next to me still, and he looked at me and said, "She transacted me. She transacted me." And then he said a whole bunch of things that I'm not going to say on video that were not that pleasant. And basically, I would never use him as a reference for a speaking gig if I were her, because he would tell the person, "She transacted me." And his business is built on high value, high trust, high caring. That's the business. And he hires people who are high value, high trust, high caring. And he wants a relationship. He wants somebody to know him in his business, and he wants somebody to know the people inside that business and to connect with them and to be able to give them what they need to do better going into the future. And that didn't happen because she didn't care. What she was doing was a transaction. You ask me to speak, I show up and speak, you give me your money, and I leave. And that's all the more that she was willing to do. And because of that, she destroyed the relationship. So what about you? You have people that want you to transact, I promise. They want you to give them the lowest price. They want you to be frictionless. They want you to be a vendor. They don't want you to challenge them to do anything different. They just want to buy, and they want you to take the check, give them what they want, and leave. But not all. A lot of the people that you serve want more than that from you. They want you to be high trust, high value, high caring. They want you to have a relationship. They want you to know them, to know their people, to know their business, and to be able to create additional value because you have this intimacy, you're close. And if you transact people like that, they will transact you back. That's what they'll do. You're going to treat me like a transaction, I'll treat you like a transaction. And if that's true, then you'll have no relationship. You won't have a long-term client. You certainly aren't going to have a kind of lifetime client that you're really playing this game for. You're not going to be consultative. You're not going to be a trusted advisor. You're not going to be an integrated way that they do business in the way that they make decisions. So don't transact people because they'll transact you back, and it's not who you are, and it's not who you need to be in this environment. I'm Anthony Iannarino. Hit the subscribe button. This is Every Day.